Welcome to a continuation of the futuristic fantasy series, Humanity's Evolution. Today I'm going to read Part 2. The wind picked up and the sunlight increased. I felt the swirling, changeable nature of energy. The little dragons had arrived. I turned to Michael. "How will you watch my lecture?" I asked him, my eyebrows raised. "I'm a purist, remember," he said. "I will stay in this form." I nodded, pleased with his decision. We both stood staring as a moving vortex of vivid colors woven together with rays of pure light grew in the sky. I waited for our brethren to descend from the heavens. I had modified my spiritualistic nature for this lecture. As long as the little dragons assumed some type of human form, I would be satisfied. Only a few hundred complied. That was disappointing. Most of them remained in the sky. "Please," I called out to the vortex. "The planet project could be a monumental achievement for our race or the biggest mistake of our existence. I need you to join me here." The air shifted, and a very tall man appeared right in front of me. "Anne," the man said, his voice full of disdain. "It was agreed that transforming into our ancestors would be optional," he said while folding his arms across his chest. He was Ezekiel, the little dragon organizing the lecture. Theoretically, he was correct. I had tried to make it mandatory, but the organizing committee had refused. Little dragons valued free choice. The only concession I received was a promise to tell everyone that the location allowed for human forms. "I know," I said, straightening my spine. I felt small next to Ezekiel. Perhaps I should have come here as a tall man instead of a Muslim woman. "But you know as well as I that the planet project's inhabitants will be physical beings. I would be negligent if I didn't stress to those here the benefits inherent in listening to this lecture as a human. You can't make a truthful decision in this case from an unlimited perspective." "You have studied the 21st century for too long, Anne," Ezekiel said with a sigh. "You forget it is in our nature to be changeable. You are stuck." His words felt like a slap in the face. "That is unkind," Michael said, coming to my defense. "The entire human race was stuck in the 21st century. Perhaps she's on to something." Ezekiel shook his head. "I don't agree, and neither did the committee. Focus instead on giving this lecture." I gazed once more at the vortex, wishing the little dragons would abandon their fluid nature for a moment so they would understand my words better. I tried once more to reach them. "It is not easy to see the world from the limited perspective of one form," I shouted to them. "Somehow our ancestors did it and survived. You can hear my words today, but they will mean nothing to you if you don't experience their reality for yourself." The vortex shifted to spin in the opposite direction. Its colors flickered faster than my human eye could follow, and the pure light nearly blinded me. Then it disappeared, and humans emerged everywhere I looked. The park was littered with them. Now, I thought, the lecture can truly begin. That ends Part 2 of Humanity's Evolution. Next week is Part 3. And if you simply can't wait until then to hear how the story goes, feel free to visit my website, www.reneeannhughes.com, to read Humanity's Evolution in its entirety, as well as the first few sections of Social Conundrums. If you would like to contribute to this series, please feel free to become a Patreon. Details for joining are on my website. And also please subscribe to this YouTube channel so you won't miss any new videos. Goodbye, and thanks for listening.